everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and welcome to the Dice Tower. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about the Dice Tower Essentials line, because not everyone knows what it is, and I honestly haven't talked about it as much as I probably should. And I just want to clarify, what it is and then promote it a little bit. The Dice Tower Essentials line is a line of games I started years ago, almost a decade now. I was playing games and thought, man, I would play some of these small games from other countries, and I thought, wow, I'd love to see these get a bigger reprint. I want to make that happen. What if I had like a line of games, I find a publisher to do it, and make games that I think, and to get them reprinted and the masses find them. I was just very excited about that. And so I thought I'll start approaching companies. So I approached Arcane Wonders, and they instantly accepted, and it started immediately. And it's been with them for a while. The very first game from the Dice Tower Essentials line was Sheriff of Nottingham, which in the years between then and now, that game was bought by CMON, so it's part of their line now. But Sheriff of Nottingham was a great game, and when I originally found it, I think it was called Robin Hood, and there was a lot of changes made. Really fantastic game. And then the second game I found was Onitama, a little game, me and Z. I remember us playing it. We got it from Japan. We played, and I was like, this is amazing. This has got to be reprinted. This is a fantastic game. And so that's how it's worked. So to clarify a couple things about the Dice Tower Essentials, people often ask, oh, is this multiple publishers? No, it's a deal that I made with Arcane Wonders that we've been doing, like I said, almost 10 years now. So they're the only company that produces these. I also want to be really clear. Sometimes people think that there's some sort of, sorted thing that these games make the line. I'm the one who brings the games to Arcane Wonders. I find the games. I say, this is a fantastic game. I immediately tell Arcane Wonders. I can't tell you the number, many games that have missed the Dice Tower Essentials because another publisher got them first. But if I find this cool little game, I'm like, oh, yes, and I'll bring it to Arcane Wonders. So people say, well, you give them good reviews. Well, no kidding. I really like them. That's the whole reason I brought them to Arcane Wonders to begin with. And so we have that relationship. I bring them these games, and there have been many cool games over the years. They don't bring games to me to stamp. In fact, you'll see many games Arcane Wonders publishes that are not part of Dice Tower Essentials. Doesn't mean I think they're bad games by any means, but they're just not part of that line because, again, it's the games that I'm bringing to them. So I'm going to talk about some of the games here, and then I will talk about some of the upcoming games. There's been many games in the line. I'm going to concentrate on the ones that are still in print that you can get. There's Royals. Royals is an area control game. If you like area majorities and collecting cards, think of it's like the Ticket to Ride area majority game. Very simple game where you're collecting cards, using them to put stuff, and then many different ways to score points. I was very charmed by this game. It's a lot of fun. Viral. This game, incidentally, came out very close to when COVID came out, but this game is a silly game where you're a virus trying to cause as much havoc in a person's body. But don't worry, they ain't going to die. Constantly through the game, they're expunging the viruses out of their body. But you're just basically fighting the other viruses. A really silly Mad Magazine artwork type thing. I really enjoy this one. Dice Manor. This is a game in which you are rolling dice and using those dice to bid for different parts of a mansion. Then you'll use dice to get more dice, or you'll use dice to give tours through your mansion, through your house at the end of the game to get points. A really unique way of using dice. Goodcritters. I love this game. This game is after a heist has gone by and you are dealing out the money. One person's in charge. They're dealing out the money to everyone else. So they pick who gets what money. And then you all say, I like this deal, or I don't like this deal, or I'm going to try to steal off the top. It's like a more involved paper, rock, scissors with everybody, also with voting, though. And if people don't like the deal that you've made, they'll kick you out and pick someone else to make the deal. Just a very fun negotiation style game. Aquatica. This game with beautiful artwork here, where you're going underneath the oceans, you're playing cards from your hand, and then taking cards and advancing them up under the board to get various bonuses. It also comes with little plastic manta rays, which give you bonuses and when to use them. There's so many cool concepts in Aquatica. It's just a really fun back and forth game. Smartphone. This is one of the best unique idea games I've played, where you have these two tablets, they look like smartphones, and you're placing them on top of each other in a way to get a bunch of symbols that will give you actions with nearly simultaneous play, but also very much interactive, because how you price your phones compared to everyone else is going to change the game tremendously. It's one of the few games that I'll be like, yes, this goes to 5 players, and you can play it well at 5. Mobile Markets is the card game version. I won't say small version of it because it's about as involved as Smartphone, but Mobile Markets, it does it in a more unique way, as in Smartphone is about selling phones across the globe. Mobile Markets is about specifically selling phones to specific people and making the right phone for them. Four Gardens has a very unique central idea where there's a tower in the middle of the table that you're going to be spinning around to take the different resources off it to buy cards. Again, a very nice, lightweight introductory game, and that tower in the middle is not just a gimmick. It actually is a main mechanism of the game, and I find it to be very fun. And then, of course, Foundations of Rome, the big, giant, grandiose game about building a city with huge plastic buildings, but a very simple, very interactive style as you are collecting properties on the board, deciding whether to build buildings that give you money or give you population or just give you points, and how that all works together with a gorgeous look. It is an unbelievably terrific game. And I'm very proud of these games, and I think that you should definitely check them out. They're really cool. But sometimes, from Dice Tower Essentials, we've had 1 or 2 games that come out this year. This year, there are so many coming out. So here's just a taste of what's coming out from the Dice Tower Essentials this year. We have the expansion for Aquatica. This is the second expansion, Coral Reefs. So more Aquatica is always a great thing. We have a little card game called Vegetable Stock. So this game, which really charmed me when I first played it, as you're playing vegetables and you're making the prices of the vegetable go up or down, but also collecting them in front of yourself. So back and forth, and the artwork in this one, I really like the little cheesy, kind of a Cuphead style artwork. It's really cool. Foundations of Metropolis. I just talked about Foundations of Rome, but Foundations of Rome was a big, giant, huge box and big production. Not everyone wants that sort of thing. Foundations of Metropolis is very similar to the game, almost the exact same game in many ways, with differences, but this is a much smaller production, but still a very good production, so it's easier for you to keep on your shelves, and I'm excited that come out. Comic Hunters. Oh, we've been talking about Comic Hunters for years. I've known this was going to be a Dice Tower Essential, but because of licensing and everything, since it's about collecting Marvel Comics, this one, which is in conjunction with Spin Master, is coming out, and it's a fun drafting auction-style game where you get all these different comics, and you're trying to collect comics about the same comic book character, etc. Very excited about that. Video Game Champion. Oh, this game is such a marvelous game in which you are trying to be the best kid playing video games in your neighborhood. Man, it's a fun theme all around, and I love the idea, the cheesy artwork that looks like those cheesy box graphics from the 90s and all. If you played video games in the 80s, 90s, this is going to really appeal to you, and it's a really good game on top of that. Ito, one of the best party games I've ever played. Everyone has a number from 1 to 100 secretly and cooperatively using a topic, which might be who's the strongest superhero, and I have 74, so I put Spider-Man and put it out. And you have 83, and you say Hulk, and someone else has 100, and they say Thor, and then we argue over how that's not correct or not. But we're trying to cooperatively put them in order, and it works really well, brings great discussion. I've just seen so many people love this game. And then Freedom 5, the Richard Launius and the Sadler brothers, the game using the Sentinels of the Multiverse theming, and it's kind of a remaking of Defenders of the Realm, but there's a whole lot of other changes where you are cooperatively defending the city. This was kickstarted. It's being produced and coming out this year, so looking forward to that. And that's just a taste. There's other ones coming too, but I want to talk about these games and just promote them. I think they're fantastic. I think there's a lot of cool things in this Dice Tower Essentials line, so check them out, add them to your collection. And there you go. I'm Tom Vasel. We'll see you next time. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another video on the Dice Tower. Hey, do you want to know what's going on with Dice Tower? Do you want to know about our events, our cruises, special things that we're going to do live here in the Dice Tower? Subscribe to Dice Tower Digest. Go to DicetowerDigest.com. It's a newsletter that we send out bi-weekly. We won't use your email for anything else. This is just to get you some information about the Dice Tower so you'll be up to date. Thanks for watching.